Hey folks, today's Monday, July 1st. I'm trying to get Larry on the line. He said he wanted to speak for a couple minutes, and the phone is ringing and I'm waiting for him to pick up. He may be, yeah, the call's being forwarded. He was going to call Pastor Ernie 10 minutes ago. He may be on the phone with Pastor Ernie. I will try again and give him a minute and see what's going on. I do want to let you know that we have the money we need for him to get one of his treatments every day, but he is desperately in need for the second one that he used to get all the time, and trying to limp along without it is problematic, and we have to get him through this week to his next round of this specialized treatment he's doing. So folks, we still need help for Larry's care. And not to mention, please remember that we really do need funds in addition to his medical issue. Sorry, I've got the phone. I have to keep my cell phone on, and I forgot to turn the volume off. Sorry about that. There are things that we would like to do to, help with the election, and just promoting some important information and getting information out there, being able to have ways to thank people for what they do for participation. And we need some funds for that as well. So folks, share the video. Hopefully Larry's going to be able to join us soon. He said he would, and he may be on an important call and not able to take this call right now. I know he's trying to do his regular work, since he is finally at a point where he was going to try and push himself today to do something that he normally does and hasn't been able to do for a couple of weeks now. And he's been quite frustrated over the things he has not been able to do. I had a question. Did anybody get to see AG Barr, Attorney General Barr? Larry's phone's still busy. Attorney General Barr, there was a meeting at the Department of Justice, and they were doing a celebration of some sort, and they had a Scottish bagpipe group, and he came out with his bagpipes. Man, that man can play. It was great. If you didn't see it, it's on YouTube. I assume you all saw that President Trump was at the DMZ and had a meeting with both Kim Jong-un and President Moon from South Korea very briefly over the weekend. And I can't believe some of the negative things I have heard from people discussing that. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty proud of our president for being the first person to visit North Korea. Billy Graham's wife grew up in Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea. That's where she went to high school. Her folks were missionaries in North Korea. And Billy Graham has visited there multiple times, as has his son Franklin Graham. So I've known about North Korea for decades because of them. It's encouraging, in my opinion, to see what our president is doing to reach out to people that have for decades been considered our enemy. Not that they still aren't, but offering the olive branch and trying to create a safer world for all of us is something pretty incredible that I think the world should be taking notice of. And maybe they are. The powers that be who are pushing so hard for the one world government have to be pretty upset about how he is undoing their plans that they felt they were so close to doing. But don't forget, folks, the New World Order is very, very patient, and they will live to fight another day if they are thwarted at the moment. So I keep trying Larry. I just want you to know that, and we'll see how quickly he's able to answer. And he really did want to be with us today. He really did, folks. He wanted to be able to talk to everybody again. And I don't understand why he's not picking up. He has to be on the phone with somebody important. I know he's been trying to get hold of somebody where he was trying to do some work. And all right, so I don't know what to do. Folks, he needs some help today. We got a little bit of help. We need to raise at least another couple $100 today. I'm trying to sell some furniture. And what is Kip's journey? I do not understand. Are you saying that's an alternate name for you, Gardner? I'm commenting on the chat. We need to raise another $200 or $300 for Larry today. So if anybody has any ideas, remember his PayPal is nicholslive@aol.com. The website is nicholslive.com. And there is a link to PayPal. There is his address where you can send cash only. Remember, he cannot cash checks. And then there's also a phone number where you can send a text message if you want to be able to donate. Okay, thanks, Gardner. If you want to be able to donate and need an alternative method because you don't use PayPal and you want to give something bigger than what would go safely and easily through a mail to his mailbox, send a text message to that phone number and I'll help you work something out. That number is 240-499-6729 in case you don't have a computer to look online. I want to say a big shout out to the person who has been able to help Larry get through the next couple weeks with one treatment a day until his next big round of whatever it is he's doing. Because of the large donation, he was able to get a discount, which is fabulous. But that just bought him another day or two to get him through till whatever he's going to be doing, I think, next week. I don't know if Larry has tried CBD oil. It has been recommended many, many times. I know with some of the experimental things that he has done, both natural means as well as medical, and he's been in different medical clinical trials, and they have been very, when he's in a medical trial, they are very restrictive on what he's allowed to take or not take. And that's often that's wonderful, big boy. The I don't know about the CBD oil. His medical diagnosis and everything is his privacy, and I respect that, and I don't pry. I have to leave it there. I have asked if he's used it or if he was interested. I've seen a lot of people say something about it, and I know people have sent him a lot of different things, and he cannot accept something in the mail that just comes as a voluntary donation. I mean, as far as supplements and so on, because he has been poisoned so many times that he needs to be very careful. He has to verify, who is sending what and that it hasn't been tainted in process and so on. Right now he's in a lull, but he's aware that, more trouble is coming at him, and it's just a matter of time before it rears its ugly head again to try and take him out. God has certainly protected him in amazing ways. When he's in a clinical trial, any clinical trial, and he has chosen to join clinical trials in the past, anytime you are in a clinical trial, in order to scientifically do the research, they have to monitor everything. And So when he's in a clinical trial, he doesn't have other options. I have asked him about CBD oil when he has been in a significant clinical trial. He has outlived all the other participants in the clinical trials he has participated in. So that is amazing. And I know right now, I don't know what's happening with him right now. He's doing something that is promising some significant help, and his progress has been amazing. And the doctor has been shocked and pleased. And I don't get details. I get very, 1 or 2 line text message occasionally. I usually get at least a text message every day. But he's been fighting a lot of illness, and whether that is his body responding or something else, I don't know. Larry just texted me. He said he will be calling in a minute. He is talking to Pastor Sanders. So that's a good thing, and we really appreciate very much what Pastor Sanders does. Okay, I get. I'm responding to what's in the text, the live chat. Pastor Sanders has a nightly broadcast at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. If you ever want to listen, it's wrwl.org. That's Pastor Sanders' website for the church and for his radio program. WRWL stands for What's Right, What's Left. So it's wrwl.org, O-R-G. And if you scroll down to 12:20 a.m. and click on that, you can also click on Listen Live. And Larry goes on his show whenever he has the ability. And here's Larry done with Pastor Ernie. Okay, Larry, you are live, and I just hit speakerphone, so go ahead.
Hello, everyone. It's me. And glad to be home. Glad to be able to be home. A lot is going on that you're not hearing about. That's why I wanted to come out with you for just a few minutes today, as much as I can. Not just happening on the front with our and the girl. You're just not hearing about it. The media has blocked all information coming out of that office from you. I'm sure there's tons of rumors and such on the internet about what is or is not going on. You can believe that most of the stuff on the internet that you're hearing is not true or is pursuing aggressively. And I do mean aggressively the perpetrators of this coup. Once again, I remind you, the coup is still very much going on. So it's not a simple matter. The next thing I want to go over briefly is the Democratic debates. It's hard to believe for me, but assume it is for all of you, that we're in America, the United States of America. And those people who those two debates, 20 or so, however many there are, it's hard to believe that those people are actually running for the office of the presidency of the United States of America. What you saw was the most despicable showing that I've ever seen. That's me. You're talking to me, and I've seen a lot. I've never seen communism in full view right in front of us. But there it was. And I hope all of you understand destroying everything we believe in. It's one man, Donald Trump, right now. Think about that for a minute, please. I don't know you about you or what you think of that scares me to my knees and whatever I needed to see. I saw there in those 2 nights when those people all raised their hand and the questions asking, this is one of the nightmarish things that we're dealt with. When all of those people raised their hand when asked the question, if elected president, would you give all illegal immigrants, all these people coming in illegally, free health care? And they all, to the person, raised their hand. You realize what they were saying when they did that? Do you? Do you realize just them saying it on that debate stage, all of them, is going to cause more and more people to come up here than we already have? Can you believe it? To all the people in these other countries, Mexico, Nicaragua, Guatemala, all of them, they're sitting in there hearing that the next president's going to be one of those people, and anybody that gets here is going to have free health care. They just throw a nail in your safety and your security. They did. They drove it in right there. And that's even before somebody gets elected. These debates have meaning. They have an impact. The impact will be costly. Costly. And that was just one. When they all talked about taking money from the rich. Do y'all know who they're talking about? Do you have any clue who every one of those candidates are talking about?
Middle class.
Maybe one or two. That's maybe one or two. Who are they talking about?
Middle class, right?
Right, they're talking about us. They're talking about us. And they know it. And they know it. They know that anything placed on, quote, in the quote, the 1%, they know it just gets passed on to us. It just gets passed on to us. Or the Democrats are masters at coming at the rich and powerful. And then when they get in office, you know what they do, folks? They allow them to have loopholes in the tax policies so that they don't even pay taxes. I assure you, if any one of those candidates sets foot in the White House, here's what's going to happen. The Senate is going to follow them. Yes, it is. The Senate's going to go and they will have the presidency, the House, and the Senate. And they will immediately tax us so heavily that you will not be able to pay your bills. They will immediately start piling up to the rich and powerful and cutting them deals with their policies so that they can avoid having to pay taxes. No, they're not going to take it from them. They're going to give them the loopholes so that they don't have to pay. Remember, we've got the best government money can buy. It's just we the people don't have the money to buy it. Don't you see what's coming? Can't y'all see what's coming? Now you see also election of 2020.
All right, Larry, let me interrupt you for.
Got to make sure that they have got the reflection so skewed by the media that Trump's soft base just refuses to vote like we're in.
Answer this one. We've got somebody in the chat who says Donald will humiliate them with a couple of one-liners. Trump will handle it. 16 months away, a lot is going to happen by then.
Well, Mister, you're right. 16 months away, a lot's going to happen by then. Yes, Trump could easily put down all of them in a one-liner. But the problem is 98% of America will never hear it. Never. And when you talk about the 16 months is the amount of time they've got to damage that man so much that he can't win. Look, they know what I know. And I know they do. How can I be sure of that? Simple. They've done everything to excite their base so they understand the formula in this election cycle. They understand this is a race to excite your soft base, just like we've got to do. They understand it. President Trump, I know, understands it, but I'm not so sure the Republicans in general know. And I'm not so sure, as most of y'all are, that we've got that many Republicans that are in with us on this. Remember, Mitch McConnell and probably 70% of the Republicans are part of the same group that you saw on that stage. Let me take this call, Mary Ellen.
Okay.
Talk to her for a second.
All right. All right, folks, I know you're having trouble hearing, so I'm going to read over my notes of what he's been saying. One sec, let me find it. Okay, he said there's much going on with Barr that you're not hearing because the media is blocking everything. What you are hearing is not true. He's aggressively pursuing the perpetrators of the coup, which is ongoing, so it's not just simple. With the Democratic debates, it's hard to believe that those people are actually running for president. He's seen a lot, but never seen communism in such full view. He says, I hope you understand one point. The only thing between these people and our country is President Trump. The only thing stop. Yeah, go ahead. I was just rereading my notes of what you'd said just because people are having a hard time hearing. He said that Larry said it scares him to his knees that everybody raised their hands saying they give illegals free health care. That's going to cause more and more to come from other countries who hear about this, and that has driven a nail into your security. Know that these debates have meaning and the impact will be costly, and that's just one thing they mentioned. When they say they're going to take money from the rich, that's us.
Not only be costly, but it will be immediate. You're going to see an increase in illegals coming rushing across the border now.
Oh, right now.
Right now, not after the election if they win. I'm talking about now.
Oh my! Now after the Ninth Circuit blocked funding for the wall again.
Of course.
And then he also said, let me just recap one more thing. He said that when they talk about taking money from the rich, as soon as they're in, they're going to cut deals with the wealthy to give them loopholes so they will pay no taxes, and therefore the increased taxes will be on us. Okay, go ahead.
Well, don't believe people. Believe history. There has never been a day in American history, never one day, when a tax increase on the wealthy did not end up becoming a sustained tax on
Because they provide so many different loopholes. Gardner, Larry is using headphones. I have to let him use my speakerphone, and that's the only thing we know. If you have other ideas, text that text number, and let's talk about what we can do, okay?
And look, I'm sorry you can't understand me as y'all knew. When I was going through to even shout and tell you what I am, you wouldn't believe it. So I'm sorry if I'm hard to understand.
Well, that's why I will,
It's easier for you to understand me than it is for me to talk to you. I promise you.
yeah, it's very hard, folks, for Larry to do anything at all. And he's shouting, and that's going to cause a big problem. And he's going to need money to be able to go back and get some medical attention for what he's going through to even be with us today. This comment, the Democrat candidates are going to destroy each other. Right now, their hate is turned on themselves. Larry does not have a laptop computer. If you'd like to provide one, that'd be great.
Look, whatever the Democrats do inside their party to destroy each other means nothing to you and me. Do you hear me? It means nothing to us. Because what will happen is one of that cast of idiots is going to be their nominee. One of them. And if you believe that the media is going to tell the truth during the general election about the Democratic candidate, if you believe the lady is going to do anything that would do anything other than help the Democratic candidate, you're wrong. You're wrong. Well, you should know. What every one of you got to know. Whichever candidate becomes the nominee, no matter what they do to each other within their party, they will come together and they will support that candidate when it's over. They will. Just remember what I've told you, please. One of those idiots on that stage is going to be the candidate for the presidency of the United States in the general election.
Now, the comment, question about that, Larry. I've seen some people claiming that Hillary's just sitting back and she's going to be coming in at the last minute to save the day.
Look, anything's possible with the corruption within the Democratic Party. And although I do not believe Hillary will be back in this race, I'm the one that has told y'all for years, you never count the Clintons out. Never. They're like vampires. You don't see a stake in the heart, they're not gone. No, you cannot count them out. But I don't believe she will be in this race. I don't believe another candidate is going to come out in this race. I don't believe. Could be wrong. So take it as my opinion.
Are there any more? Somebody called them vampires.
Yeah.
Somebody loves your comment calling them a cast of idiots.
Well, it is a good title for them, the best title I can come up with. But remember the premise of the program. What scares me is one of them is going to be the nominee for the presidency of the United States. One of them. One of them. And when you talk about 16 months, the listener that said, it's a long time, it's 16 months, may I remind you, I have a breath to do it. They're going to use sweeteners. Do you hear me? Sweeteners. They're going to offer reparations to the blacks to get black turnout higher than it's ever been. They're going to offer free college. So for all of the young people trying to go to school, go to college, because they've been sucked into believing you got to go to a college to get a job. And then when they get it, they don't get one. They still believe they do. So they're offering free college then. They're offering to people sitting out there with college loans, student loans. They're offering, if elected, they're going to pay off all student debt, all student loan debt. And then they're going to be offering not Obamacare type health care. No, they're going to offer free health care, absolutely free. They're going to say you don't pay a monthly premium, you don't pay deductibles, you just go to any doctor you want to and get treated free. That's what they're going to be claiming. And at the same time they're doing that, they're going to rake President Trump over the coals every day from this day till that. They're going to rake him over the coals with impeachment. And they probably may not even use an impeachment because they're talking about impeachment and they're getting more knowledge out of talking about necessity to impeaching. So why really impeaching? And for all of us that know, after all of these investigations, he was found not guilty, at least to the point where he could not be prosecuted, so therefore he is not guilty. But turn to MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, turn to C-SPAN, hell, turn to ESPN, every one of those channels, they continue with the fact that he is guilty and the Mueller report proved it. You want to talk about 16 months, there's your 16 months. And the only thing standing between that cast of idiots and your future, your children's future, your grandkids' future, the only thing standing in the way of them is you and me. It's on us to keep President Trump in office.
Okay.
President Trump, I assure you, will do everything in his power to win. He will. But he cannot possibly win without us. It cannot happen. It can't.
All right, this person said Trump will fight back.
He will. No, he will. But I want y'all to get back on the real planet Earth today in 2019. Please come back with me to this planet. Yes, President Trump. Yes, he will try. He will try hard, and he will do an excellent job of fighting back. But don't you know what the mainstream media is going to do? Don't you know what the internet's going to do to fight him in ways never seen or done before in our history? Please come back to today in the real world, not some imaginary world where things are as they're supposed to be, because they're not.
Let me ask another question. I was speaking yesterday with a neighbor. I asked if she'd watched the debates. She said yes. She'd watched both of them all the way through. And I asked her opinion about it. And she said, well, they said some good things. And so I made the comment about, you know, the socialism and communism. And if one of them gets into the White House, they're going to turn us into a socialist communist country. Oh no, she said, that'll take a long time to happen. It'll be a slow process. We don't have to worry about that yet. And I did not know how to answer her. I was so flabbergasted at her ignorance that I didn't know what to say.
Actually, Mary Ellen, there's not a lot you can say to a person like that. That's the problem. That's the problem. To most people in America, there has always been in America the way we grew up. And therefore, it'll always be. Nothing can turn our country into a socialist country. Nothing can turn us into a communist country. They're saying that while we're being turned around now. And when the question of that will take a long time, you might say, I want you to think about the things that have happened in the past 10 years that you would have said or said prior to the past 10 or 5 years you said would never happen, and they're happening right now. Things are happening faster than ever in our history. Ask them, how long do you think it would take for America to ever get to a point to where teachers would not be allowed to call students boys and girls? Ask how long would it take for America to ever get to the point, ever, where we're having discussions about women running track versus transgender women running track that always win because they've got the bodies of men. They're stronger. How long? Think about it, folks. Think about all these things that are occurring so fast. Probably the best one. How long do you think it would take for America to ever take God out of our government, out of our schools? Yeah. Look how fast that happened. One of our most foundational, fundamental, essential principles of this nation, and it's being wiped away along with the statues of people every day. People that have stood in front of courthouses with statues have stood there for years and years and years. Now they're being taken down. History being changed. Don't tell me about fast, and don't tell me it won't ever happen. I'm looking. Hope you are. Hope you're staring it right there. And I pray you're saying it so clearly now that you swear to your families, to your country, to stand up and do whatever it takes to fight to stop it.
Larry, it's been over 40 minutes. I'm scared for you. We need to raise the money. So folks, please go to PayPal and click on Larry Nichols at AOL.com. That's his account. No, not Larry Nichols, sorry. No, do not include his first name. That's wrong. It's Nichols Live at AOL.com. Nichols Live at AOL.com. And please send, please send whatever you can.
And may I say, there's ever been an urgent need, it is now. So send it now, please. I'm trying, so I really am.
And we need him to get the help he needs so his voice will clear up and be a little stronger. Folks, he coming and helping us like this and interacting with us like this sets him back a lot. And if he doesn't have the money for the treatment he needs, he doesn't recover well, and he really does need the help. With that, Larry, I think we need to stop. I'm concerned for you, and I need to.
Yeah. Please help. Please.
Please do help, folks. Thank you, Larry, for being here, and we'd all love to interact with you more. I know everybody would, but we need to face reality. And folks, if you've been here, you know Larry fights with every breath he takes. And I hope you're as appreciative of him doing that as I am. And I hope you will dig deep and do something to help. This is the beginning of the month, so I hope it'll make it a little easier for you guys to do something. We've got to get him through this week. This week is critical to get him through. So thank you, folks. And closing word, Larry, or do you want to just say goodbye? Okay. Thanks, folks. Bye. Talk to you tomorrow if he's not doing, I've scheduled it for tomorrow if he's not doing Jason. If he does Jason, I will cancel tomorrow's live call, and we'll do it Wednesday. Thanks. Bye.